got into this beautiful trail, and on the trailhead there was a yellow sign. It says caution, high theft area, please do not leave valuables in your vehicle. And I thought, what? That's kind of weird. This is a place at 2000 meters above sea level. It's an alpine area, or maybe sub-alpine area, in the middle of nowhere, about 40-50 kilometers away from the nearest town. And down here, about 16 kilometers on this road, there is a small resort. And who lives in a resort? Workers, just workers, like employees of the resort, which are temporary workers. And you can't think of those people driving all the way up here to break into other people, into their customers or tourists' cars. So that's out of question. But who comes driving all the way from the next town to breaking people's car? Unless some jerks, it happened to be here, and since they are on this spot, they thought, okay, this is an opportunity, let's mess up with these people. And or maybe a few people left valuables in the car, and it happened that some thieves were in the area and they saw an opportunity, and boom, grab a rock, break the window, take stuff from the car. The victim reports to the cops and to the park, and they post a sign, warning people to be aware. Okay, these are also berries, but I don't see any fruits on it. This is a trail called Paintbrush Trail, and because it's higher up and I have a backpack, breathing is harder a bit, but it's not too hard hike. I intend to talk about a topic I heard of a few years ago, and at the time I thought it's just a kind of a religious made up stuff, and I put it aside. But now I studied a bit and I opened my mind to explore some other topics, and I started to connect some dots. I don't know how much this person who mentioned about it knows about these things. Could be a person who is reading the Bible and talking to other religious people and is using this term. I don't know. The term is spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare. Again, at the time I thought it's some sort of a made up stuff. How to make a short video, I don't know. I will have to write down some pointers, some sort of a script, and make sure that I don't jump from one topic to another and go around the way I do usually. I'm hiking to, I think it's 2050 meter elevation, and I'm following this trail, which is not a long trail. It just takes me to a radio station, kind of a cellular tower. I've been here a few times. I don't know if I hike this trail. It's quiet. The helicopter's noise is kind of old stuff. About 2 hours ago, when I got at the bottom, there were helicopters flying, doing stuff, fighting a forest fire, or 2 or 3. Actually, I saw 3 pockets of forest fires here in this area. Then about 50 kilometers behind, like towards Vancouver, large forest fires and lots of helicopter activity. See, I jump around. Spiritual warfare. You can call it differently, and I think I should start with people who have malefic intentions, people who seems that they are here to destroy, to wreck their own lives, wreck other people's lives, and they are in and out of jails, and they are considered dangerous people to the society. When I saw them on TV, let's say if it happened to see something on the news, which I stay away from, but if I go by the TV that's on the news all the time at the office, if I see one of those people on the run, or wanted people and stuff, I look at the person. Most of them are it shows from the picture, shows mental illness, the look, the eyes, and always makes me think, which now it's different ways of thinking, but first when I saw this, I was with the crowd. I thought, oh yeah, some bad guy, okay, he'll get caught, he'll go back to jail and stuff. So that was a very simplistic type of thinking, like going with the flow, because that's the way I received information from the crowds, from surrounding people, which built or helped build me my reality. Like this is a tree. The guy who does something stupid, it's a bad person. The guy who, or the woman who smiles nicely, it's a happy woman, or a happy guy. The politician who makes some promises probably is a good person. Or if I was talking to certain people, I would think all the politicians are bad people, all the rich people are bad people. So we get programmed by the society, and it models our reality. Then after a while, see pockets of fire. After a while, I started to see things differently, because I started to recognize mental illness. I don't know what's that on the top of the mountain. Anyway, who knows? I could recognize people who are not well mentally and emotionally by their look, not necessarily by their behavior. You don't have to see a person punching other people in the face and swearing or talking to themselves or yelling all the time to get the clues that this person is suffering. No. Even when that person is quiet, you look at some clues on their facial expression, and it's like by paying attention to those people features, then you, and of course by learning to associate, you see this type of face or look, and if you see that stuff on TV, on a wanted or a wanted list or in a newspaper, then it confirms that this face is part of this category, like when you recognize a syndrome Down, right? So it's easy. If you never saw one person with syndrome Down, you think he's an Asian person. But then you start to learn the clues. Now, these people, you think, have sort of a evil intent when they hurt themselves or hurt others, or they do some criminal act against the society, and you put them in a box. You put them in a box and you think this is a bad person, or if you start to learn more about their mental illness and stuff, you think that they should see some counseling or psychiatrist, or they should receive some help, like a mental service. That's the thought you get. This is called paintbrush. And these people sometimes they end up into some sort of a mental institutions. If they are getting assessment by experts during some sort of a forensic investigation, not far from where I have a little garden plot, very tiny one, there is a forensic institution where they lock up these people to study them, or to kind of look at their behavior and acts before they put them to jail, or before deciding if this person is mentally sane or has to be locked up. Yeah, this is about 2000, maybe 40 something meters above sea level. I did not hike all the way, lazy me. I just went for a short hike, and I drove the car to the top here, to the parking lot. And I thought to come here before they close the road for the season. Every winter they close the road. Oh, someone is flying the drone. And it says, please stay off the rehabilitation area, right? So I'm going to keep on this little trail. I'll go to some boulders to get me some fall colors. Look at that. It's like something from a painting. And that forest fire is still smoldering. Going back to my little talk about that. If I look at these people, lots of these people who suffer of mental illness, they don't really have. Is that a bear? Maybe it's a bear. Yeah. Yeah, that's a bear cub. And let me get down there so I can see the colors better. Uh, so I don't see them wearing tattoos or displaying tattoos as a language of belonging or to impress. The tattoos, it's an expression, language. People want to show that they belong to a certain group, or people want to intimidate others. Depends. People show love, or people want connection, want to attract people of their group, so to recognize each other. It's a language. And when I look at these mentally ill people, not many have tattoos on their bodies, or maybe they have some, but some don't even have money to go to a tattoo place to get their tattoos done. So it's they live into a very low level world. Most of them, they don't know what's going on. But the thing is, their mind is being controlled by an external entity. So those are worst cases when people are born in here with mental ailment. Is like they were supposed to go through hardship, and they came into this realm to suffer, to make other people suffer. It's like they don't belong to a loving entity. They don't belong to um, a world that is supporting building and creating and loving and connecting good people. They seem to belong to a destructive world. So there is like they had some karmic load and baggage they have to pay, and they were incarnated, if you believe in that theory, they were incarnated into this realm, into a body, and they are made to suffer. So that's kind of a quick approach, kind of an explanation to these people, not to um, absolve them from any kind of punishment, or not to give them some excuses, but they cannot control themselves. Their mental illness is of such nature that they don't know what they are doing. Like Jesus said, that some people don't know what they are doing, and most people actually, they are just controlled by the hormones, including those who love out of it. They don't really know. It's like they are controlled by an external source of data, of information. That's a mountain peak I climbed uh, three years ago, I guess. It's a long hike. Uh, but I made it to the top, and behind is like a very steep terrain. There's like some sort of a cliff, like steeper than here. But it was very rewarding experience. That's a little bear. It's not a big one. And there are other type of people who also harm others with intent. So it's like they know what they are doing. And at the same time, I can say those people are also controlled by intelligent beings that are manipulated their mind. So it's like you have a machine, a biological machine, like a computer, very intelligent computer in our realm that is made out of flesh, can connect to others, can network, can sense your fear, can sense your emotions, can detect stuff, can survive. It has 5 senses to keep that biological creature alive or computer alive, if you want to think it that way. But has a virus implanted by an external being. And who is implanting this type of viruses? So they are certain people who are also controlled by a larger entity, not a larger as a size, but as a power, as an ability. We have in one world, I don't want to say we. Let's say there are entities like Jesus. They are in one side, and their main purpose is to make people love each other, to bring people up from the holes, to give people support, do healings and stuff. So it's all about rebuilding a body, rebuilding a mind, boosting emotions, positivity, love, bonding, connection, creating, all the stuff that we or some people consider, I mean, maybe half, maybe more than half, the world is still shifting up and down, left, right. It's a flow of energy, in a quantum field, and some people are programmed to sense that this creating and loving and I don't know, those emotions that are considered good emotions, they are programmed to sense that they are good emotions. But there are people who are growing up into different type of families, and they copy from their parents other type of behavior and emotions that they consider good, because those parents also are being impacted by certain type of information that's it's implanted into their mind, and is being broadcasted from generation to generation. So kids learn from the parents, this is the way. And if they see the parents doing drugs, getting drunk, and if the parents express an emotion that shows the kid it's feeling good, the kid does not understand that suffering of the parent. The kid is just looking and analyzing through the 5 senses, and the kid sees that this is the way. And because they trust this source of information, which is the parent, the kid start to associate that this behavior, including destructive behavior, it's a good behavior. And because the kid grows up with this virus implanted in the mind, the kid, of course, is going to have some suffering. The thing is, the kid doesn't know the good, what's good. It's all suffering, and the thing is, the kid still wants to feel something, wants to feel love, wants to feel, but he doesn't know what's love, because doesn't have that information in a database. The kid never received love, and the kid is looking for something, and the kid will find dopamine. The kid will find other source of entertainment, fun. They call it fun, and also when they copied from the parents the destructive behavior, the kid think that this is the way. And that's the database this little computer is building and is growing and is amplifying certain emotions, and it's connecting to similar people or similar vibe. And that way this kid or these kids are building their own reality, and they don't know anything else. They don't have a reference point. What's love, what's good, what's bad. So for them, good, it's opposite compared to kids who got the way the emotions we call love. It's different feeling, different reality. So you can't put down those people, pointing fingers that they are bad people, they are worst public enemy or anything like that. We have different reference points, and the society and the social norms are also programming our reality. We believe that the media is always right, and we believe that the virus is real, the fear is supposed to be real. So they already programmed millions and millions of people to believe that they should get vaccinated, otherwise they would die. So that's another way of social programming. And if you want to get into some other type of thoughts I posted, browse my channel or subscribe or whatever, and I'm going to share other things. For now, I'm just enjoying some scenery, and I won't record for too long. And again, some people come here and either through a process or spiritual process that they do at the church, or the parents do, like baptizing a child, or giving the child to one of these deities. Doesn't have to be Jesus. It could be uh, another one that they consider is their protector. Like some people name their kids after a saint. I'm named after one of the saints. Other people name after other saints as a protector. Not not every parent uh, assign their kid's soul to Jesus, but they think that Jesus is going to protect all the kids' souls or something like that. Another religion is different protector, different deity, but they are parents who believe in Satan, and they would give their child soul to this entity. And guess what? The Satan is not an opposite, but it's a kind of different energy flow, controlling minds here on earth, the way Jesus was trying to grow his church. Jesus has his disciples, and now we have millions of people engaged into promoting Bible and Christianity. There are not only a couple of missionaries here and there. There are millions of people, youngsters being trained. So it's like a big machinery. And if you look at Catholic Church, it's a very organized institutions that is promoting the Christianity on all the lands, which is a good thing because they promote love. But there are other people who are part of the other crowd and are trying to capture as many souls as possible, the way the Christians are trying to indoctrinate and take new souls on their side for a good reason. The same people under Satan or this type of destructive entities are trying to capture as many souls as they can to grow that type of army. And they are sneaky. Christians are a little bit different. The Buddhists are another type of another category of people. But every spiritual group use their own techniques, and they have their own reasons to get as many people as possible. But this, let's call it destructive forces, use humans as recruits to do their stuff here. They have ranks. They have black magic people who sold their soul to this, and they do some sort of a work on our realm. And then you have these people wearing all sort of not skeletons, but you know, skulls and bones, and displaying all sort of death symbols. Those people also want to show who they belong to, what type of group they belong to, and displaying that and knowing that most people are afraid of death. It's actually an act of intimidation. And what they do, and I will let you go after that, when you see people fighting in a professional fights and displaying all sorts of tattoos with death and pain and suffering, and you see even people displaying on their cars bones and stuff, those people, if you look deeper into their lives, they do drugs. Many of them do drugs, destroy their bodies. They are all looking for source of dopamine because they don't know how to love themselves or love others. They were not programmed as kids to think and act that way. And they would harm people. And you think, oh, if that guy is going to approach me, or if he wants to start a fight, he won't touch me because there are cops and the person is afraid or stuff. No, no, no. This person can kill you and will let you die because their mind is virused, has a virus, is manipulated by destructive forces. So stay away from those people. Those are part of that spiritual warfare between what we call good and what we call bad. And yes, and the way they try to intimidate you with displaying those signs is by creating fear in your mind. And when you open the channel for fear, guess what? You allow entities to enter your mind and possible to virus your mind. So stay away from people who try to frighten you, to intimidate you, because if they are connected to satanic forces and stuff like that, they could open these channels of communication, or let's say data ports, allowing your mind to accept information without your permission. So that's kind of a brute force spiritual attack. So letting go, those are images from the mountain, and talk to you later. Bye bye.